Welcome to Vegan Finds, where we're going to turn this into this. A roasted root vegetable showstopper. Okay, so we are going to be making a show-stopping side dish that you can just bring to the table. It's going to cook in this cast iron skillet. We're going to pop it in the oven. And we got some beets, we got some potatoes, and we got some onions. And what we're going to do is we're going to slice these up into circles, layer them around and around and around and around and around. Sprinkle some herbs, sprinkle some salt, some pepper. Douse it with some chicken broth. Cover it, put it in the oven for about 40 minutes. Take that off and let it brown nicely. And I'm telling you, you're going to be amazed at how gorgeous this thing looks. So, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to wash our vegetables. I'm not peeling these, but I would suggest that you do peel them. I'm just not, I don't have the time to do it. Obviously, I'm going to peel the onions. But the first thing you want to also do is get some oil and really slick up your cast iron skillet. If you don't have a cast iron skillet, you can use any kind of dish you want. You can use a ceramic dish. I just think it kind of looks cool in a cast iron skillet, so that's what I'm going to do. This is actually bigger than the one that I really want to use, but be that as it may, this is the one I got right now, so I'm going to use that. So I'm going to get everything prepped up, and I'll show you how to layer this in. Okay, so I'm using our mandolin to slice. I'm the only one who's allowed to use this in the house, and I'm actually using the guard, so Doris will be happy. It might be time for us to get a new one. But basically, this is the way to get uniform, thin slices of your beet. Now, this beet is particularly huge, so I may actually cut some of these slices in half, because this is just gigantic. So when I put it in the pan, this slice is going to take too long to cook. So if I have to cut this down, I will. I will show you what it looks like if I do. But right now, I am going to now slice up a potato, see where we are, and then I will slice up some onion. So I'm doing my potato as well. And it always, sometimes these pieces get stuck, so you got to be careful. Otherwise, you're going to end up with busted pieces. And always use the guard. Doris will tell you that for sure. And like right here, I got a piece that was stuck. I'm just going to get rid of that little guy. And now I'm going to just show you how to start layering in your veggies. While I slice my onions, I'm going to tell you that you want to set your oven for 425 to cook this. I didn't mention that earlier. Let me tell you something. This is a great way to cut onions. Just be careful when dealing with the last slice. So I'm going to show you how to start layering this in. Okay, so what you're going to do is you're just going to kind of start building up a stack of veggies like so, and you're going to have to hold it into place until you have it all the way around the edge, and just alternate between potato, beet, onion. Oops, cut that one already. And just keep going around and around and around until you are finished. This one looks like a good size. And you're going to see when this thing comes out of the oven, it'll be nicely browned. It'll look really delicious and gorgeous. Now, if you want, you could take some melted butter, after you take the foil off and just kind of drizzle it with some butter. That wouldn't be a bad thought. Alright, let's keep going here. See, almost had it. So, there we go. And you just keep going around and around, and I'll show you what it looks like when it's ready for the oven. Now, if for some reason you run out of yellow onions, you can use red onions, which I'm doing right now. You can also mix it up and have both in there, and you can see that I've made quite a bit of progress on this. Almost done. I will show you what it looks like when it's completely ready to go in the oven. So I'll be back in a flash. Getting down to the... Okay, so we're getting down to the final stages here. Just layering the last of our veggies into our pan. And obviously you can see that, you know, they kind of get held into place. And that looks to be it. So now I'm going to season our veggies. I'm using a very generous sprinkling of thyme. Just want to get everything very nicely well coated here. Black pepper is a must. Using a lot of black pepper, as you can see. And I'm going to use some truffle salt. You can use regular sea salt if you want. You can add rosemary as well. I'm going to do a generous seasoning of salt here because there's a lot of veg here, not a lot of other seasonings to go along with it. So I'm going to salt that up. And you know what? I may just add a little bit of rosemary. I just have to find it. Now, I got my rosemary. I'm going to be sprinkling that on as well. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to pour in some veggie stock, or in this case chickenless chicken broth. I'm then going to cover this with tin foil. So it's going to go covered for about 40 minutes before I take that off. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to melt some vegan butter. I'm just going to brush this after the 40 minutes. Let it cook for another 20 till the tops get nice and crispy. So I'm just going to pour this over our veg here, like so. If you wanted, you could actually just mix up the herbs into the liquid mixture and pour it over. Obviously, I didn't do that. So into the oven, this is going to go. I got my tin foil. Oh, got my industrial tin foil here. Just going to wrap that puppy up like so. Whoop. And get it in. So I'll be back when this is ready to be brushed with the oil. I'll give you a sneak preview as to what it looks like when it's done. Okay, so this has been cooking for 40 minutes. I melted some vegan butter. I'm just going to start brushing it on here. These are actually a little bit larger pieces than normal, let's say. These were extra large potatoes and beets. So I'm actually going to let this cook a little bit longer before I uncover it. So I'm going to recover this, but I did want to get this on here just to show you how to do it. I will probably do another pass after another 15 minutes in the oven. Definitely needs more time though. So I will show you what this looks like when it's done. Okay, so these are now ready to be brushed again with some of our butter. So we're just going to get that in, because this is definitely done. Now this is going to go in for another 10 to 15 minutes. You want the edges to crisp up nicely. There we go. If you don't want to use vegan butter, you can use a little olive oil as well. I'm going to add just a little touch of avocado oil, because that's our go-to oil for everything, for cooking purposes. Alright, so I'm going to pop this back in for 10 more minutes and check on it. Should be ready to be plated up or brought to the table, as it were, where everybody else can dig in. It smells great, that much I can tell you. So I'm going to bring this back in and I'll show you what it looks like when it's done. Okay, so here it is, our finished product. It's nice and crispy on top. If you want, you can just test it, feel it. If it's not to your desired level of crispness on the top, put it back in the oven, give it a little spray of some either, cooking spray, canola oil, whatever, and put it back in for another 5 to 10 minutes. Just remember, these pans get super hot, so don't accidentally grab them once they're out of the oven without an oven mitt on. It's a mistake you make once, believe me. So if you like these recipes, please click subscribe, hit the notification bell, leave a comment, give us a thumbs up, share with your friends. Follow us on Facebook, follow us on TikTok, and follow us on Twitter and Instagram. Be healthy, be happy, enjoy, have a great Thanksgiving as best you can, and we'll be back with more great recipes, including maybe what to do with leftovers.